Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We have a special guest here. What should I call you, Anthony or
Yeah,
Castrio? Or
Anthony's fine.
oh, Anthony. Yeah, where are you from? I mean, like Canada or the US or?
Yeah, USA. Upstate New York, actually not too far from Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, before I gotta start with the video, maybe yeah, can you share a little bit more about your background or how you get into crypto, or even you not get into crypto? I don't know, Web3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so my background is as a software engineer and community builder. Right now, I'm running a community for startup founders called IndieWorldWide. I first got into crypto when I wanted to buy some, let's say, falsified documentation for to
Yeah.
buy alcohol underage. And so I went online. I was probably like, I don't know, 20 or 19 or something, and found some sketchy website that wanted me to buy Bitcoin. And so I bought twice as much as I needed. And then maybe like 4 years later, sold it and made like $500 and thought I was a genius.
Oh, okay.
And that's the first time I found out about what is like Bitcoin and crypto and all that. So now the thing I'm building now, it's not Web3, it is Web2. And I'm been disappointed in a lot of what I've seen come out of Web3 lately, but I am excited about what it could be, at least, if not what it is.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk about it later. Whether it's your pros and cons on Web3. So yeah, what was your aha moment? I mean, like there was it was your experience, right? I mean, in in crypto at least. But do you think that is here to stay or is going anywhere? I mean, like, what's your aha moment? This something is not going anywhere for you, but I don't know. What's your thought on that?
I think there's been two, maybe 1.5 proven use cases for crypto, maybe 2.5. So one is money, right? Like, let's just use it to buy and sell things. I've bought beer with Bitcoin. I've paid my rent in Ethereum, but unfortunately, I think I'm on the edge of like who's actually using crypto to buy things. I think most people use it because they think the value is going to go up in the future, right? So I think that's one thing that needs to be solved for, is how do you make it not be gold, but actually be like something tradable, and that people are willing to part ways with. But maybe that comes with deflation over time. Like, eventually we hit a peak and then people aren't treating it as much as an investment and are more willing to trade it. But then I don't know what the full ramifications are. So that's use case number one. Let's use this money. Use case number two, maybe, is let's use it as an investment. I don't know if that's actually a use case, right? You buy it because you think there will be use cases. So the other one is what we're seeing with NFTs, I think, which is tradable goods, or it's like use as a distributed authentication system, right? And that's kind of where the intersection with communities is because if instead of paying a subscription and having someone just like kind of keep track of who you are based on your email, and have that not be something you can like trade or take anywhere else, maybe you can use NFTs as this distributed authentication system and have people use that as their key into a community to unlock their access. I think that is pretty interesting, and it does something really well, which is align the incentives of the community builder with the members. So if you're having people come in, they're literally buying into the community, very literally, right? And they're getting basically equity in that community, assuming there's a set number of tokens available for everybody, then now they are invested in the community, right? So it creates the same sort of perverse incentives in some ways as you get with crypto as a whole, which is people buy crypto as an investment, not to use it. People might buy access to your community as an investment, not to participate, right?
Yeah, I know.
So
exactly. That's it's all about. I mean, like, when there is a very differences, few differences between what is called community and then the utility, because when you monetize the community, maybe unethical or immoral or something, but like I saw in your tweet, like, do you have any like cons argument against it, or yeah, maybe this is something new, maybe you find it quite skeptical, or I don't know, yeah, just your thoughts, what was your thoughts on that? So
Yeah, so cons again. So I personally don't run a Web3 community. My community is Web 2.0.
yeah,
I looked into it. I thought about if it would work for us, and what it came down to was that it's first of all, there's just a huge usability problem. Like leaving aside the incentives, right now it's like a 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 step process for someone who isn't already on. If they don't already own an NFT, like there's education to do. If they don't already own Ethereum or Bitcoin, there's education to do. If you've never heard of crypto, there's education to do.
yeah,
So if I want to work with a founder who's not in Web3 and doesn't care about it, I have to convince them like, yo, one, this isn't a scam, which is like another huge problem in
yeah,
NFTs right now in Web3.
yes,
And two, like, let me teach you 14 things just so that you can access this community versus the Web2 solution, which is just like, how to use your credit card already. Like, here's where you
yeah,
sign up. So that makes it really difficult right now to start a community that's not about Web3 using Web3 as the backend for your like authentication, right? So I think one thing that I would love to see solved actually is for someone to build like no code tools around this, create ways for people who don't know or care what NFTs are to just sign up with a credit card, and then have maybe so the solution I envision for this perhaps is to have a centralized option also backed by Web3. So let people sign up either directly using their wallet or with a credit card. And then if they use a credit card, then you hold their NFTs for them until such a time as they want to transfer them out to a wallet. I think that might be a good middle ground solution. But right now, it's just like really would be really hard to have a community for like nurses or realtors or something, and have it be with like with NFTs and Web3 and stuff like that. And then the other problem, of course, is that like, yeah, people are treating it as an investment and basically stealing people's money and creating scams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's
Am I losing you?
Yeah. It's okay. I will like appear on camera wait a minute, but I agree with you because people maybe it's just the way technology works. I mean, we need to have a mass adoption first, right, before it take off. But at the same time, we need to educate people as soon as possible before the project itself take off, right? So I don't know. Maybe you think that you need to build community first, or you need to educate people first? I don't know. It's just the way you.
I think some of it is like a technology problem. Like I think the onus is on Web3 developers and Web3 app developers to figure out how to fit Web3 into like existing user patterns, right? Like users don't want to have to learn new things. And I don't think they should really have to learn that much technically about crypto. Conceptually, maybe they would want to know like, okay, like, yeah, I'm buying a key that I can not only use to get in, but also trade is the main thing that they should have to learn. But they shouldn't have to learn anything else. They shouldn't have to learn how to manage wallets and things like that necessarily if all they want is to do this one thing, right? And so I think it should be on like the Web3 community to develop solutions, maybe even sacrificing some of the ideology to, which I mean, honestly, it seems like most developers don't give a shit anyway, but do some centralization as a middle ground to help people basically putting things into escrow so that people can sign up just the way they've always done it. And then when they want to claim those assets, then they can take the steps to learn more and claim them. But people tend to put, the cart before the horse with these like NFT communities, right? Where first you create tokens or
Yeah, it
NFTs
into
and
Pamendam,
sell
right?
them,
So yeah,
then you figure out why you're gathering in the first place and what the community is about.
yeah.
I think that's very backwards. If you have a strong reason to gather, then maybe this is why they do it this way. If you have a strong reason why to gather, there's no reason why it needs to be an NFT in the first place, right? Like
Yes.
people will gather in many different places, however they can, if they have a strong reason to.
So
I would like to see more like real communities being built where it's about ideas and like
yeah.
a common struggle or some common identity
Yes.
first, and then you layer crypto on top of that, and for some like motivated reason of like, okay, we want people to be able to trade their memberships, or we want to create like a network of communities that people can hop between with a single
Yes.
membership, things like that.
So is this something that you're working on right now with the IndieWorldWide, or is this
No,
something that you? Okay.
I'm not ramped up enough on Web3 to be able to build this project, and I'm not confident enough in the market as a whole to like take that leap. So my focus right now is just growing my own community and making it more useful for startup founders, finding more resources for them, and creating like better programming, facilitating like partnerships and masterminds and challenges and all those things that we do. And none of that is directly helped or furthered by crypto stuff, and so there's really no reason for me to add it in.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, if you're curious about the project of IndieWorldWide, I will share a link description. Yeah, maybe I jump into your tweet. Maybe you have some cons or something that's I wanna explore a little bit more about your what is called can you see the tweet or?
Yep.
Yeah, this is something that you need to I mean like you focus on before, right? I mean you may be skeptical about DAOs because DAOs is all about community as well. Maybe there's a mismanaged or inherent what is called a challenge in DAOs nowadays. But what are your thoughts on that? So
yeah, so
based on this
kind of
tweet,
comes back
yeah,
to what I was saying.
okay,
It's like Web3 isn't necessary for building a community, right? So
yes,
like if you're choosing Web3, it should be like a technical choice in order to take advantage of like what Web3 is good at, right? Which is like creating a
yeah,
fungible asset, something you can actually trade and like take other places. People tend to just start with like, oh, I would like to make a bunch of money by selling NFTs. So they call it a community and try to build up enough hype in various Discord servers or whatever so that people sign up, and then I'll sell my tokens, the proverbial rug pull, and just run away in the night with sacks of money, right? And this, honestly, this seems to be like 90% plus of these like DAO and NFT projects, right? Like who's still around from even a couple years ago. Like apparently the Bored Apes are trying to do something. People still seem to believe there, but I don't know. Like I've seen a bajillion NFT projects, I feel like, and I haven't really heard that much about like what these communities are actually doing that's like useful or interesting.
So do you think that the vast majority of DAO is not really deliver, or it's just something that is hopium, I would say? So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? So
mostly I would say if you join a community and the only thing you're talking about is like the key used to get in the door in the first place, like how shiny that VIP pass is and how excited you are all to be together today, and nothing else, then you're not actually in a community. You're just like at a party, maybe, you just showing up for a day. Communities stick around, like if you're actually working on something, you either accomplish the thing you're working towards, or you continue to work together. Like my community's been around for 3 years and will probably be around for another 10, right? And because it's not about it's not even about the people who are here today, right? It's about this general shared ideal of like,
share
hey, we
value.
want to build businesses, like, oh, we want to like own our own destinies and like create something new in the world, right? So that's what binds the group together and keeps it alive and kind of really gives it its own identity in some ways, like separate from the individuals. Like a strong community has like a life of its own in some ways.
So are you bullish on community, but you bearish on DAO? Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair characterization.
Okay.
I would say I'm like medium to long term bearish on DAOs and cryptos and things like that. Long term, like cautiously optimistic. Like I think there are really cool things about it that are maybe hamstrung by technical difficulties and the just like a rotten culture that seems to have pervaded it. Just or maybe it is fundamental to the incentives that are created. You know, whenever you've created the opportunity for sudden massive wealth to be created, then you know, people are gonna abuse that. People are gonna try to use that to their advantage to get rich quick, and they don't care about the community as a whole. They don't care about like the promises they've made or the people they hurt along the way when there's an opportunity to make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's no basic human nature, you know, to to be better at themselves, right? So I don't know, it's just basic human nature. But the community is there. It's still, some people might have a different view. That's why I invited you to our channel. So before maybe this is the last one question from your tweets again. But you pretty like bullish on NFTs or something, because you mentioned that the proper way to launch maybe NFT, you need to features like programmatic avatar builders, voting mechanism, or something like that. You think that I don't know, maybe I just heard of this programmatic avatar builder. You need to, I mean, in order to be bullish on NFTs, you need to have this characterization, or you have another views.
So the point of this tweet is
kind
of going back to this like UX problem.
UX problem only.
Of like, it's too hard for people who want to just build a community to choose Web3 when they're doing it, right? You have to be pretty technical to set up a lot of these things. And I think that's part of why we're getting this separation from like Web3 communities and useful communities, right? A lot of times community builders, they're not necessarily that focused on technical things. Most or many of the best community builders I know maybe don't even know how to program, right? They're just using off-the-shelf software and like taping things together. And even though I am technical and a software engineer, I'll do the same thing for the most part when I'm running my community. Like most of the stuff isn't novel and really doesn't need to be programmed. Versus Web3, everything is still kind of being figured out and negotiated. And so you do have to be fairly technical to do anything interesting. And I think that divide is one of the things holding back one mass adoption for sure. And just the ability for community managers who are not technical, like leaving aside Web3 technical, like, but not programmers at all, to be able to build communities. So this is my vision of what a no code or low code, I guess it would have to be no code, just off the shelf, like Web3 community building tool could look like.
I know. I mean, I
build.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the point of the community. You know, I mean, the last time, the other day, I just interviewed one of the Web3 builder companies that is no code as well. I mean, like, have you ever heard of Type Dreams? You know,
I don't think so. Can you share?
Yeah, Type Dreams is the no codes. Like Notion, but it's no code. You know, I mean, essentially they put sign with Ethereum or something to their website. Because sometimes people, like you said before, have no idea how to code, right? But at the same time, when it comes to like decentralization, is it really decentralized when you know having requirement not to code? I mean, like you still dependent on something, right? It is not really decentralized in many ways, right? So, what was your thought on that? Is that
Well,
something?
this is the other failed promise of like Web3, right? Like we're still waiting for a performant world computer and distributed storage. Um, like in the Web3 utopia, these applications are also built on top of Web3 in distributed ways, right? And it's not quite there yet, but hopefully like you could have apps like this that are built in a distributed way, so it's like distributed all the way down. Like even NFTs really fail on this. Like most NFTs store their pictures off chain on like AWS or some shit.
Yeah, it's just piece of number, right? I mean, not really on the blockchain. So
Yeah,
maybe
at every
you can
level, the
delete it or something. Yeah.
promises are go unfulfilled basically of Web3. It's like, oh, here's something you own. It's a decentralized token. Oh wait, but actually the thing you like the best about it, which is the picture that represents it, is stored on a server where that I can change at any time. It's like, okay, so okay. And then it's here, sign up for my application to do Web3 things. Oh, but by the way, like we built it using Web2 things. It's an immature market, and it's still got a long way to go, to say the least.
Yeah, I know. Maybe the mass adoption takes another 5 year or two. I don't know. But people still, there is when it comes to like free market, there is a price discovery, right? That's why we need to like maybe people have migration to the Web3 or Web2 or to Web3 world. I don't know, just the way it
Yeah.
is, and then they always has been. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, maybe
I wonder,
yeah.
'cause like
Sorry.
Tor, so like Tor is a distributed distribution network for file sharing, and it's very fast. But like, I mean, maybe I'm just behind and things have caught up, but it seems like anytime any like Web3 file storage system is like slower than Tor,
Yeah.
And like the like why can't it be as fast? I don't understand where the gap is coming from, like it seems like, okay, like there are ways to make distributed technology like really good. Like maybe the monetary aspect is what's holding it back, like this whole like mining staking thing. Like maybe there's a better model, like, because I think just the idea by itself of distributed computing and storage is awesome. But maybe we end up getting there through just like open source and even like centralized tech. So like Cloudflare workers and like Lambda functions and all these kind of like edge compute solutions are much closer to this distributed vision right now, like a functional distributed computational model than like Ethereum.
Yeah, maybe we never know about the future, because people build or something, maybe Ethereum in the future, maybe or something else. I don't know. Yeah, that's the part of technology, because you tend to like overestimate the present and underestimate the future. Yeah, that's part of the technology. So maybe before I wrap this up, it's just for financial advice. Maybe you have any specific Bitcoin price prediction, or for the next 2 years lah. I mean because right now it's still bear market, right? Yeah, do you think that it goes to zero, or I don't know?
I feel like it seems to be so far correlated with like the stock market also.
Yeah, it's always
we were all hoping it was uncorrelated, right? But it seems to be fairly correlated. So I think if we do enter into this recession, then the whole ship's coming down with it, we're all going down for a while until things reverse. So over the next 2 years, if this is a recession, then it's probably gonna stagnate or keep going down. Maybe it already lost most of it. Maybe it's going to keep going down another, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we're down another 20%, 30, 40% from here.
Yeah.
Before we see any kind of rebound.
So you find it like Web3 or crypto is here to stay, or you maybe another cycle they come with another narrative, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think as currency, as investment, it's here to stay. I think it's found those use cases, and I think people are still motivated by like uncertainty around like government and politics, and like, hey, in this country I live in, like, is my money always going to be worth something? Like, am I always going to be allowed to take it out of the country? And for that reason alone, like, people will continue to want to own something that's really difficult to stop the transfer of, and like keep people from moving. So I think as a currency, crypto is here to stay as like an investment vehicle. Will it ever become useful for computation or for like identity management? Right? I feel like that the DAOs and NFTs are actually very close to being useful. It seems like people are trying lots of things with them, and I think we'll find some use cases. I think maybe it is like a technical UX problem in some ways. So yeah, I think those two things will still be around, and I think we'll come up with, there'll be new use cases as well. And if we get like people who care about like the price of Bitcoin should care more about the utility of it, because that's what will ultimately drive price.
Yeah, because when it comes to like Bitcoin itself, by holding itself, it's already the utility, you know, because you protect the network by holding it, right? But on another one, maybe there's a use case in like farming or NFTs or something like that. That's why it's becomes the utility. Maybe that's it.
If you're just holding, like, if you're the investors need to become builders, you know, like stop waiting for other people to add value. Like, go figure out how you can make it something worthwhile.
Yeah, it's just like store of value, right? Gold is not really trading in on a daily basis as well, right? But still people find it valuable. That's why maybe to hold, to just hold it, I mean, it's but it's only a Bitcoin, right? But on the other coin, maybe it needs something built on top of. So that's why I try to figure this out. So yeah, maybe that's it for today. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe we can like I don't know. Maybe when Bitcoin hit 100K or Ethereum 2000, we can have the part 2. So yeah, guys, support always IndieWorldWide. I will share the link in the description, and leave a like and subscribe to our channel, guys.